The man was tossing out old clothes when he accidentally dropped his car keys into a recycling bin. As he reached in to retrieve them, he slipped and fell inside. He shouted for help, but the noisy surroundings drowned out his cries. It was a scorching afternoon, the stifling heat inside. Only those trapped would understand its true agony. He kicked pride, even found a calculator, but useless. He used his keys to start his car's alarm, but no one came. Regret consumed him. Why hadn't he brought his phone? That night, after a nearby bowling alley accident, a firefighter preparing to leave heard faint cries for help.
Yeah, Cap, I'm coming. Hello? Anybody there?
Help, please.
Where are you?
In here!
That's not what I was expecting.
It never is.
As the box was opened, an indescribable aroma rushed out. Being trapped for so long, certain needs couldn't be avoided. Freed at last, he angrily asked why help took so long. Claiming his car had been honking all day, the firefighter looked confused. He turned around, his car was gone. What a perfect day. The woman was stuck on an advertising sign between 2 floors of a 100-meter-high building, holding the position motionless for 2 hours. Moments earlier, the couple had moved into their new home. Overcome with excitement, they decided to get intimate on the balcony, forgetting the perilous height. In a split second, the woman slipped and fell. Firefighters arrived, finding the woman clinging desperately to an advertising sign. Her position was too high for the ladder truck. The air cushion below couldn't be deployed. One team descended from the rooftop, while the other team went to the floor below to prepare for the catch. At this point, the rope of the billboard was about to snap.
Cap, we gotta move now. That sign is not secure.
Help me! Help!
Almost there.
Okay. Thank God.
Need you not to move. I'm gonna put this harness around you, get you down, okay?
Please hurry.
Luckily, a firefighter on the floor below quickly grabbed the woman as she fell.
I don't know how you guys just did that.
Dumb luck.
A woman was struck by a fallen signpost while cycling, embedding deep into her chest. Moments ago, she was riding in the middle of the road, unfazed by the honking pickup truck behind her. As the truck overtook her over a speed bump, a road sign from its cargo shook loose. When firefighters arrived, the sign had impaled her chest perfectly. Barely conscious, she still muttered the pickup's license plate number. At this point, wasn't her life more important? She was losing blood fast and needed immediate transport. But moving her with the sign still lodged could rupture her aorta, while removing it risked massive bleeding. The team carefully extracted the sign, stabilized her with medication, and once her vitals improved, she was rushed to the hospital. He discovered a bomb in the glove compartment. His wife and child were still in the car. A mysterious call warned that the bomb would explode if the car's speed dropped below 55. He quickly called the police.
911, what's your emergency?
We think there's a bomb in our truck.
The police sent a drone to inspect the car's undercarriage, confirming the bomb. He begged them to disarm it, but who could do so without stopping the car? Firefighters attempted to rescue them using the fire truck's ladder without slowing down. But a pressure device on the gas pedal would trigger an explosion if his foot lifted. With only 2 kilometers left, time was running out. His wife refused to leave, fearing she would lose him. The police insisted she exit immediately. She reluctantly climbed out. Finally, firefighters cleverly used the steering wheel lock to jam the gas pedal and rescued the man.
So the bomb was fake?
Nope. A man pointed a gun at a woman, demanding her wallet, but the defiant woman shook her head, mocking him for not daring to pull the trigger. She reminded him that this was a gas station. If he fired, they'd all be done for. Enraged, the robber tried to grab the wallet. The woman grabbed the fuel nozzle and sprayed him with it. Not stopping there, she drenched herself as well.
Nope.
The robber was stunned, never expecting to run into someone so reckless. The woman then pulled out a lighter. Who was scared now? The gas station staff rushed over with a fire extinguisher, urging her to calm down. Reluctantly, she did, but just as she was about to leave, the robber, suddenly emboldened, attacked again. The woman swung the fuel nozzle and knocked him out.
I'm sorry.
She then drove off. Seeing the robber struggle to get up, the staff used the fire extinguisher to control him. When the police arrived, firefighters were washing gasoline off the man with water hoses. The man encountered a shark during his first dive. Protected by a cage, he panicked and tried to open it. In his frenzy, he accidentally unhooked the cage's cable, causing it to sink to the 50-meter deep bottom. Even more panicked, he ignored the coach's warnings, knocked him out with a punch, quickly ascended with an emergency buoy. When he surfaced, he was unresponsive. Firefighters arrived to find him bleeding from all 7 orifices, with a faint pulse. The rapid ascent had caused one of his lungs to burst. He urgently needed a hyperbaric chamber. The firefighters found a sealed fish freezer on the dock and filled it with oxygen to simulate a hyperbaric environment, though it smelled strongly of fish. His vital signs gradually stabilized until the rescue plane arrived to take him to the hospital. However, the high rescue costs had to be paid with the fish in the freezer. For the next 3 months, the firefighters would have to eat fish daily. To make her birthday unforgettable, the girl tied herself to balloons and slowly ascended into the sky in front of the crowd. The audience cheered. Suddenly, a gust of wind blew. The few men holding the rope struggled to keep control, swaying left and right. The girl pretended to stay calm. In the distance, a parachute caught her attention. One man's lower half was stuck on the warehouse roof.
911, what's your emergency?
It's my birthday, and I think I just saw a dead guy.
When the firefighters arrived, they found the man was not seriously injured. He said he was paragliding, but the sudden wind made him lose control and crash into the roof, just when everyone thought he was fine.
Some of the good stuff. Pretty soon you won't feel a thing.
Already can't feel my legs.
The captain entered the warehouse.
And Jonah, get down here right now.
The man had dislocated his knee joints, but fortunately, his arteries were unharmed. They used a blanket to protect him and carefully cut him free with a chainsaw, then rushed him to the hospital. A hot girl slipped in the sauna and plunged headfirst into the scorching charcoal, passing out instantly. Moments ago, she had been live-streaming her luxury villa, so her phone kept broadcasting. The emergency hotline received hundreds of calls, but no one knew her exact address. Dispatchers analyzed photos from viewers, narrowing her location to a 5 kilometers radius. Firefighters deployed a dozen trucks, searching for 2 hours before finding the villa. Inside the sauna, they saw the unconscious girl, but the door was locked from inside. After sawing it open, they found 45% of her face severely burned. As they rinsed her face with saline, the sizzling sound filled the air, carrying a mouth-watering aroma of grilled meat. Tearing off a large chunk of her facial skin, they finally freed her face from the charcoal and rushed her to the hospital. No one knows how she'll react when she wakes up.